I heard someone one time say they would be financially free when they have enough income and savings to buy whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted, without having to ask their spouse. Hello everyone, and thank you for checking out our video here on YouTube. I'm Justin Cooper with Pine Financial Group, where we work together so you succeed. If you like the content and are getting value from us, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you get alerted each week when we have the next video come out. We all want it, but no one defines it. I'm talking about financial freedom. To a certain extent, I'm okay with that, not defining it. Most times I want to make sure everyone is on the same page with definitions. Are we all using the same formulas, the same inputs or variables? That way we can all understand each other and offer good advice or critiques. But when it comes to financial freedom, I see it differently. That's because financial freedom can mean something different to each and every one of you. We are all on different journeys or paths. We each have different priorities, goals, families, budgets, responsibilities. So of course, each one of us would define financial freedom differently. Heck, I would define financial freedom differently for myself today than I would before I got married, differently than when we had kids, and differently yet again next year when I no longer have to pay for childcare. Some of us might feel financially free if we had $1 million in the bank. Some might feel free if we had $1 million in income each year. Others might feel free having 6 months of savings in the bank, and this could be more important today than ever before. I've heard folks say they will reach financial freedom when their passive income exceeds their monthly budget requirements. And I heard someone one time say they would be financially free when they have enough income and savings to buy whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted, without having to ask their spouse. Then the example they gave was a purchase that was only going to be $300. And that's the point. It can be different for everyone, and that's okay. The bigger point I'm trying to make here, though, is that you do need to define it. Now, financial freedom is a goal. And how do we know if we have hit our goals, if there is or never was anything specific about it? I'm sure we've all heard about creating SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Number 1, specific. Your financial freedom goal should be specific. The clearer you are, the more you will be able to focus your efforts towards that goal. Having a specific goal will also help you stay motivated. Now, some questions to help you get specific are: what do I want to accomplish? Why is this important to me? Who is involved? What resources or limits are involved? All of these examples are specific, right? 1 million in the bank, 1 million in income. These are very specific to a dollar amount. Number 2, measurable. The more measurable your goal is, the easier it is to track your progress. The more you can track your progress, the more motivated you will be to continue. The more progress you can see, the more excited you will get as you get closer to the goal, thus keeping you motivated and driven to keep taking the steps necessary towards that goal. Now, some questions to help you be measurable are: how much? How many? How will I know when it is accomplished? The example financial freedom goals I listed earlier are measurable, aren't they? You can see your bank account with all those zeros. You can see that your pay stubs add up to $1 million. You can track the progress month after month of the bank balance is growing. Number 3, achievable. These goals should push you outside of your comfort zone. They need to be a stretch, both what you think you are capable of and also how big you can think. But if we push them too far outside that comfort zone or stretch too far, then when the initial excitement of the goals wears off, they might feel too far away and not achievable. So we have to strike a balance of creating stretch, but not too much. Think of shooting a rubber band. The more we stretch it, the further it'll fly. But if we stretch it too far, it might break. Some questions to help you make sure the goals are achievable are: how can I accomplish this goal? What are the incremental steps I will need to take in order to achieve the bigger goal? Am I relying on someone else to achieve these goals? If you will need a promotion or a raise, that to a certain extent is outside of your control. Try to avoid these as much as possible. Number 4, relevant. This is where you take a step back and make sure that the goals actually matter to you, not to someone else or what society says is important. Does this align with your other goals? Questions to ask yourself here: is this worthwhile? Is this the right time? Is it in alignment with our other goals? Is it applicable today? I hear folks talking all the time about how much they want $1 million, how their lives would change if only they had $1 million, etc., etc. If you find yourself speaking in that same fashion, but haven't really thought about why, maybe we're being pulled towards society's or others' goals. Take a second and think about why we are moving in that direction, and if we should maybe be creating a different path. And number 5, time bound. Goals need deadlines. Without a deadline, it really is just a dream. Having a deadline hanging over your head and driving you towards your goal helps prevent all of your other everyday tasks from taking priority. Questions like the following will help you in rounding out your goals. When will I achieve this? Is this doable in 6 months? In 6 weeks? What can I do today to drive me forward on my timeline and towards my goal? By assigning realistic timelines to your financial freedom goal, it will help you break down the other progress goals and tie them to a specific deadline and timeline. Maybe have the bigger $1 million in the bank goal will have a longer time frame than having a 6 months of savings in the bank. And that's okay. The point here is to be realistic. Take some time to work through each of these 5 steps and maybe come up with smaller progress goals that will help drive you towards that full financial freedom. Remember, there is no one right answer when it comes to financial freedom. There's only a right answer for you and your personal or family situation. If you have not gone through a SMART exercise to come up with or better define what your financial freedom looks like or could be, take some time. Maybe 5 minutes in the morning. Could be a long weekend of focused journaling, or maybe just several conversations with your spouse or partner. But take your time and make sure that it is SMART. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Thanks so much for watching. And again, if you like the content and value we at Pine Financial Group are bringing, be sure to tell a friend. Like and subscribe here, and give us a call to see how we can help you finance your next deal. And as always, you can learn more at pinefinancialgroup.com.